So, love, have you ever wondered if you could become a macho man just by reading fitness books?
Oh, good. You mean like bulging biceps and washboard ABS by just flipping pages? Sounds like the ultimate lazy workout plan.
Exactly. But let's break this down. The idea that reading alone could transform you physically, especially in terms of fitness, has roots in the way humans have historically approached knowledge. In the past, books were the primary sources of wisdom. If you wanted to learn something, whether it was philosophy, science, or even how to build muscle, you turned to books.
So, you're saying that reading was like the ancient internet, a place where all the wisdom was stored.
Precisely. But here's where the twist comes in. Reading about fitness is just the beginning, not the end. The birth of fitness literature can be traced back to the early 20th century, when bodybuilding and physical culture started gaining popularity. Magazines like Strength and Health, and books by pioneers like Eugen Sandow, often referred to as the father of modern bodybuilding, were published. These texts were filled with routines, dietary advice, and the science of muscle growth.
But if those early bodybuilders had only read about lifting weights, they'd have stayed skinny, right? Why does it happen that reading alone isn't enough?
That's the crux of the issue. You see, reading provides knowledge, but knowledge needs to be applied to have any real-world effect. Fitness books can teach you the correct form, the science behind muscle hypertrophy, and even motivate you. But without actually hitting the gym and lifting weights, those muscles aren't going to build themselves.
So, you're saying that it's like reading a cookbook and expecting a gourmet meal to appear on your table without actually cooking.
Exactly. The process of becoming physically fit involves several stages. First, you gain knowledge reading about fitness, understanding the anatomy of muscles, learning about nutrition, and so on. Next, you need to apply that knowledge through regular exercise, proper diet, and consistency. It's a dynamic process where theory and practice must go hand in hand.
That makes sense. But what about those people who read tons of fitness books and never seem to get anywhere? Is there such a thing as too much reading?
The paradox of analysis paralysis. It happens when someone spends so much time learning and overanalyzing that they never take action. This is common in many fields, not just fitness. People get bogged down by the details, comparing workout programs, debating nutrition plans, and before they know it, they've spent months reading without lifting a single weight.
So, the key is balance. You mean, read enough to know what you're doing, but not so much that you never get started.
Precisely. Here's an interesting trivia for you. Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the most iconic bodybuilders of all time, was a voracious reader. But he didn't just read fitness books, he studied psychology, business, and even philosophy. He understood that to be successful in fitness, and in life, you need a broad range of knowledge, but most importantly, you need to act on it.
Wow, so even the Terminator had a library card. But seriously, good, what's the takeaway here? Why does it happen that people might believe reading alone could make them macho?
It's a mix of wishful thinking and the human tendency to look for shortcuts. Reading is easy, it doesn't require sweat, pain, or time-consuming effort. But building muscle does. The misconception that reading alone could make you macho likely stems from a misunderstanding of what fitness really requires: a combination of knowledge, action, and consistency.
So, in the end, it's not about just reading fitness books, but about becoming an active participant in your own fitness journey. You have to turn that page knowledge into real-world action.
Exactly. Reading is a powerful tool, but it's only as effective as the actions it inspires. In the world of fitness, books can guide you, but it's the sweat, the discipline, and the dedication that actually builds muscle. So, while reading might be the first rep, the real workout begins when you put the book down and start lifting.
You mean, you can't bench press a book? Guess it's time to hit the gym.
Exactly, love. Time to turn knowledge into muscle. Now, how about we start with a few push-ups?